Hi everyone, it's Kim Faulkner here with Good Vibe Astrology, and today I want to talk to you about the lunar eclipse, the full moon eclipse, occurring on the 27th to the 28th of July, depending on where you are in the world. With the sun at 4 Leo, opposite the moon at 4 degrees of Aquarius, it's really important to see where this eclipse falls in your chart. It's going to be right on the transiting node line. And we're going to take a really good look at what houses the eclipse falls in, because transiting Mars is conjunct with the south node, and Uranus up at the top we see here is square both of these. And this is a strong activation of the eclipse, and it's going to awaken anything in your chart that's been sitting dormant, particularly emotions. All lunar eclipses, all full moons are about releasing emotions, letting go of our resistance to things that we are confronted with, and hopefully releasing tolerations, things that we put up with which are no longer in alignment with who we are. So it's a great opportunity to move your life along more in the direction that you want it to go. And it's important to remember that, because the way these planets are set up for us, it can come like a little bit of a surprise. Anywhere from a little bit of surprise that makes us chuckle to, wham, a big shock. It all depends on how much we're sitting on, how much we've been repressing. If there are aspects in our lives that we haven't wanted to see, haven't wanted to deal with something in relationship, haven't wanted to check into how we feel around work or our balance between work and home, maybe it's a health issue, maybe the body has been sending us messages about something we really need to pay attention to, and we've been ignoring or trying to, air quotes, fix it. If there's anything that we haven't been looking at, haven't been open to facing and considering that this is something that's ready and ripe for change, we'll get the surprise. To the degree that we resist the change, the surprise will be more leaning towards a shock. This is basically our higher self, our guidance coming in from this seemingly external event saying, hey, let's get on the path. Let's get more in alignment with what we really want to do. Let's activate our core values. Maybe we've drifted away from living our life more authentically. So see this eclipse as a wake-up call, a chance to release emotions, clear the air, express how we feel. Just recognize that with Mars there, the warrior planet, square Uranus, which is like immediate action, whatever is said can come across with a stick of dynamite. It comes across very strongly. It's important to recognize that this is a time of excitement and that kind of roller coaster thrill of change. And if you perceive it that way and realize that everything that's happening is helping you open your eyes and wake up to what is new and what you need to get on board with in your life. There are a lot of planets that are tapped into this eclipse, and they're going to have their say as well. It's not just the sun opposite the moon conjunct the nodes that's operating here. As I said, there's Mars, which is retrograde at the moment, meaning that you might have been spending some time reconsidering your actions, slowing things down in the house where you find Aquarius, where Mars is retrograding. And if you've been feeling like your energy's a bit low or been sapped, this eclipse is a great tipping point to see what's been the drain. Something that you're putting up with, which takes more energy to hold at bay than it would to just release the resistance and deal with it. So Mars can turn around and give you a sense of enthusiasm and energy and verve to stand your ground and stand up for what you want. This eclipse, like the last one, also has the lovely trine between Jupiter and Neptune. It's saying it's really important to hold on to your dreams, but also, because Mercury is retrograde as well, reevaluate, make sure this dream is contemporary. It's not the dream that you had 5 years ago or 10 years ago or 20 years ago, or a dream that you had been given by others and a dream that you feel that you, air quotes, should be living out when really you've outgrown it. Maybe not. Maybe you're absolutely on track no matter how long you've had this dream and this vision and this creative process going on. But if it's changed, if it's altered course, you want to get on board with that and adjust your settings. adjust what you're viewing to make it a match for who you really are. Saturn is beautifully trine to Uranus at this time too, and the potential for balance between creative change, moving things along, keeping the flow happening, not getting caught up in shoulds or tolerating things that you don't want to put up with. Balance between being able to roll up your sleeves and do the work, ground in the trust and knowledge that your ambitions are healthy and in alignment with your core values, meaning what's really important to you. If any of this feels jumbled or confused at this time, you don't have to fix anything. It doesn't have to happen immediately. Just take it as a message and go, okay, there's an area of my life where I'm not quite in alignment. I'm not quite on the path that I want to be on. So let's look at that. And you go in and you test, okay, have my core values changed? Is this still important to me? Have I been doing this because I think I should, or is it really true to who I am? This is the way you can utilize this energy and experience it as supportive, not disruptive. So remember, full moon, full on emotions, and this is great because it gives you a chance to get in touch with what you're really feeling. So remember the timing of eclipses. The energy occurs usually 3 to 5 days before, during, and after the eclipse, but also you can experience it 1 month prior. So we're looking back at the end of June to 1 month ahead, which would be about the time of the full moon in August. So with that in mind, feel the excitement of the insights that will come. Check the houses that are activated by this eclipse and go into those areas of life and do a little housekeeping, do a little decluttering, whether it's just psychic or mental, or you actually physically go in there and put a few things to order. You might pull weeds in the garden, or you might dust the top shelf, or go through your books. A little bit of decluttering goes a long way because it mirrors a kind of internal readiness for this next step and the gifts that this eclipse brings. All right. Happy eclipse season.